Greetings and most humble salutations, guys. Welcome back to another pocket video. Today I'm doing something before the entire release of Wisdom of Saiyan Skies. As you can see right here, I am about to do the data download here. I mean, this is a pretty big one, 429 megabytes. It's gonna take a minute, but here we are. Now for this video, I wanted to do something interesting. So we have all 10 EXs available here. I mean, we got the whole list here along with the promo list, as well as the shout out to Pokemeta here with them putting these cards are going to be on this set for Ho-Oh and these cards are going to be on this set for Lugia. So today I just wanted to do something interesting and just wanted to make a tier list. Just my initial impressions on the EXs on this game. Just before going into PvP, just having my thoughts, like what can these EXs provide? What are my thoughts? What do I think when these EXs drop? Like, I know like probably the first 12 hours is going to be just people just trying to get these cards. I mean, the servers are going to lag. I don't know, I think I'll be either live streaming or live recording just my summons or my pack openings, and we're going to try to get all these cards. Not basically, like, hopefully we'll get lucky with some of these, but like I'm planning on just trying to get all of the entire set, like just the normal cards, and just trying to get a couple copies of each of the EXs. Hopefully I can showcase them that same night. But so let's start with the worst one here. My initial impressions on this guy. What do I say to this? I mean, he's a basic EX. He has 120 HP. His ability is not that bad. I will not take this away from him. His ability is not that bad. He has the same ability as Melmetal right here. He has the same ability. Right? Same ability. The problem, I just think, with this guy being, so he's basic, he takes 20 less damage. That's a good ability. His attack is something that is just concerning. Flip 3 coins, you get 20 damage for each heads. Now, I don't know about you, but like flipping 3 coins is already like bad enough, but like 20 damage, what is your peak? Your peak is literally 60 and your lowest is literally doing no damage. So it's like, what is the value behind taking this guy in battle? I mean, of course I think the entire point is this guy's a stall. He's just a stall mon. He is literally there to prevent, like, I don't know, build up another card to like its perfection, other than like other grass cards that might need to build up, and that didn't get a chance to get like a wall, because in my eyes a wall is big bro right here. Executor is a stage 1 though, 160 HP as a wall. I remember back in the day when I was using Celebi EX, I was thinking, what could be a Pokemon that could like be a wall for like for Celebi, and my brain didn't like. And this was the time where the cape came out, and the cape gave this guy 180 HP, and this was probably the highest you could possibly see with the cape. I mean, I know Venusaur back here has 190 HP, but at the time nobody was really running Venusaur, so you barely saw Venusaur anywhere. And then so this was the second best option, because at the time none of these other cards were released. So you're like, I was just thinking this guy was the wall. 160 HP. The problem again was he was a stage 1. This guy's a basic. So 2 of this guy, a basic, you're taking 20 less damage. Meaning like any starter attack that he literally takes no damage. So you need to kill, basically do over 140 damage to kill this guy. Which is not that bad. You're adding this guy the Leaf Cape, he does 150 HP. So 150 HP with minus 20 damage, I think it's pretty good. On top of that, you can use an Erica on him, but like, I don't know. It's like, who else are you building in the background? Like, you could build a Celebi in the background. You could build, I don't know, like a Decidueye, maybe a Beedrill. I was thinking initially with Serena here. Serena, you know, that's a stage 3 that can do this insane ability here, which is the random card pick, you shuffle it back into your hand. But like, other than that, it's like, who else are you gonna try to build? My other impressions is basically you basically add Shuckle to the Buzzwole team, the whole like basically the entire deck. Let me actually pull up the deck list for Buzzwole here. Let me see if I can find it. Alright, I'm back. This is basically your standard deck list. Buzzwole, I'm using again Pokemeta right here. Shout out to Pokemeta. So you're doing 2 Buzzwoles, a Kartana, 2 Pheromosas, and then a Celesteela, 2 Celesteelas, and then here's the build. I mean, this is like a crazy like deck with the inclusion of the Leaf Cape, the Poison Guard, and then all of this. And if we can look to see kind of like similar things other than like the Mars, this guy's running 2 Cyruses versus this guy who's running a Leaf, a Guzma, and then a Poison Barb. This guy's running 2 Cyruses, 2 Ericas, Mars, and then, you know, a red. Does this guy had a red too? Nope. So it's like different kind of builds. Yeah, like this guy is like running a Rocky helmet or like this. So like the idea here is to basically have a stall. But this could work with Shuckle here. Shuckle could be the stall for Buzzwole here, where like you can replace either a Kartana or you can replace one of the Pheromosas. I mean, I think just including this guy in the team, because again you have Celesteela here. Celesteela basically switch one of your bench Ultra Beasts, which is like the entire point of the Buzzwole team is to run the Ultra Beast team. The Buzzwole team is basically the Ultra Beast team. And so Shuckle being a part of this, I mean, it's gonna like he needs 1 energy. So like a majority of it is just you're not really giving Shuckle the attack. You're just putting Shuckle there just to be the stall. So like you can give it to anybody. Like you can give like power up the energy for Buzzwole in the back while Shuckle is the stall. Sure, we might be running probably against like probably a Charizard Sylveon deck, and if that's the case, I think they like it takes up to like 2 to 3 turns to like build all that up. Meanwhile, you can just build up this guy into 2 Buzzwoles, and like you can build up a Buzzwole here. The price of it is just he costs 2 points. But I just think just a way for Shuckle to be involved is just this. Like I think this could work. Other ways it could work. I mean, let's look at the top deck list here. Like again, like Sylveon Greninja, like I don't think it's gonna compare against a Sylveon Greninja. Let's see this player here. I mean, they're running this deck. I mean, the whole point of it is behind Sylveon, you know, just milling, getting the Giratina out. So like, you know, it kind of comes down to like, where does he fit? He could fit in the Buzzwole team being a stall, and he could really just fit. Could he really just fit in any other team that makes him a stall? Because you're not really using him to attack. I'm being honest. You're not using him to attack. You can use, I mean, 1 energy is fine, but like, I mean, I think most people, what's gonna happen is they're gonna put him as a stall, and it's just gonna be a very sad. I guess you can put him as meta-ish for Shuckle. Like his whole use is not being used at all. He's being used as like a meat shield. Think of Shuckle as like, I got it. Basically, think of Shuckle like, bro, here. Think of Shuckle like this guy. Remember back in the day where Drudigan was basically there just to stall because he had this ability? Well, basically he has this minus 20 and he's an EX. He has more, basically like he's taking less damage. And that's the whole point. You're like stalling for like a couple of turns before your opponent gets enough energy to like fight back or fight. But I think this could work in a way, I guess. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know where I would put him at here. I'm not really impressed with him. I could see fair use. I'll put him in B tier. I could see him up and down, up and down. I don't know. I could see like some way you can make him work. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know. I could see him in a Buzzwole team just because of the grass type idea. But other than that, I don't know. Where am I going to see him? Celebi Superior coming back. Probably a Meowscarada Decidueye deck. Like, kind of something like this. Like, being like a stall for this team specifically could work. Honestly, it could work. You just, I guess, need to sacrifice one of the two things. Like, gotta sacrifice two cards for this. So, like, I think sacrificing, like, the Floragato and the Dartrix, or sacrificing one of the Decidueye, and then, I don't know. But something like this, like, like, we would, how would you start? You would start with literally either Sprigatito or a Rowlet. Not the craziest start, but, like, if you add a Shuckle in the deck, it could actually be interesting to where, like, these guys are back here, they're trying, you're trying to, like, build them up in the back. You rare candy to get them 2 energy that they need to attack. And then Shuckle just becomes like, this just wall that you can just use in the back. So yeah, like, I think B tier is fine for like decks like these interesting decks you could actually use. But other than that, like, again, I don't know where else you would see him. You would see Floragato, you would see Flareon EX being up here. You see Charizard EX going up here. You see Incineroar up here. So it's like, like, there has to be a place and a time. So again, I don't know. He, like, we'll see. I'll put him in B tier, just considering maybe he could be good one way or the other. Alright, Kingdra here. Kingdra is in this banner. Now, Kingdra, I like Kingdra. 170 HP, stage 2, and it just has 2 attacks, 2 energy, like 1 attack, 2 energy, 90 damage, and basically he prevents you from retreating. This is a really good ability when you're trying to, like, pressure, you're adding pressure against, like, other decks, like, it's good against, like, let's say you're trying to pressurize the Charizard deck, or you're trying to pressurize a Flareon deck, or you're trying to pressurize some other deck like Solgaleo, like any of the other ones. Like, adding pressure when it's stage 2, from the horse seat to the rare candy to Kingdra with the 2 energy, 90 damage, you can't retreat. It's big. It can happen, what is it, like, after your 3rd turn, you can get this to work. And he has 1 retreat cost. So it's like, he has a high HP, really good damage with 2 very low cost energy. And he has this really, pretty much one of the best abilities in the game, up there, and then very low retreat cost. So like overall, this guy is really good. I can see him in. Is there any water teams? Primarina EX. I mean, the problem with it is basically like this. You have to dedicate your resources to this guy. You have to dedicate everything to this guy. Like basically, like he's the main attacker. Basically, Kingdra has to be your main attacker. So like, if we look at it, it's like, where would we run him? Like these are just the things, but like where would we run him? So like water type, again, like you're either sacrificing one of the two. You can't really you could put both of these two together, but I just think Primarina, like you're sacrifice, like again, you only have 2 rare candies, so like you have to sacrifice one or the other. So like, if you want Primarina EX in the team, you can't have one or the other. You could, but it's gonna be less consistent. Other than that, what can we see? I did say earlier one time, when I was doing my breakdown video, one of these cards actually gave me a good idea. Like this should be good, and that's Swanna here. Swanna. Having a Swanna on the team when you like two Duckless, 2 Swannas. This Swanna here, having Feather Clone at the start of the fight. You have the Horsey in the background. Basically, you build up the Swanna to where you can get the Swanna's 60 damage Cyclone to the Horsey, or like you rare candy into this guy. You do this, and basically the Swanna gets no energy, which is bad, but then that is compensated with the fact that Swanna has no retreat cost. So Swanna being 80 HP, then you go into this guy, like next turn, like hopefully either Swanna doesn't die, but let's say like again, like Swanna could get one-shotted. You go into this guy, rare candied to Kingdra, 90 damage, they can't leave. So a total of 60 to 150 damage basically in 2 turns. So I think that's pretty good. The other options, of course, it's like possibly like Manaphy here. You could use Manaphy, like build up the bench as well. That's also an option. You can try to pair up the Kingdra with a Palkia EX deck. Palkia being like you can have Palkia as a stall, like you can have like Palkia like be basically the wall of the team. Other ways, I mean, I could also see Greninja and a Greninja. You can add Greninja in there, but like again, Greninja needs this, the rare candy stuff. So like that's kind of Again, it's a stage 3. You can also put Articuno. Articuno doesn't really serve as much of a stall. Articuno is just there. Like, if you're gonna dedicate Articuno, you need Articuno like be the attacker. Other than that, I just think Glaceon. I remember when I was doing my showcase with Primarina, Glaceon was kind of the stall of the team. That's because I didn't have Sylveon in the showcase, but I mean, Glaceon did the job, because like once you have Glaceon, like Eevee to the Glaceon, you can do the damage check here and basically like be the stall so that Kingdra can come out and cook. In terms of other water types in this here, I mean, there's really nothing other than that. I mean, for Alligator could be interesting as well. You just need to dedicate the water types here. And as well as always, what other ones could I see? Work Trio, you need to dedicate Work Trio for that team. The other ones other options I could see is Misty, of course, the coin flip idea. Yeah, you do want to use an Irida as well on that team, and then also like Penny, no, like anyone else is like they're specific healing. This is the random thing. This is for the water type. They can also use Dawn, like move around energy. And then the new supporter cards. We'll get to the new supporter cards, but like, I mean, for water type, this guy, the Fisher's not that helpful. I mean, the Fisher's just like if, you know, the let's say for example, the Horsey just gets one-shotted, right? And then basically you can use the Fisher to get back the Horsey. Could be interesting. Also like Squirt Bottle could also be useful. There's also Elemental Switch as well, from bench to active. We could also use that. So like there's a lot of options for Kingdra. In terms of viability, I could see it being, I know it's gonna have more uses than Shuckle. Will it be A tier, S tier, or A tier? I could see the viability. I'm gonna put it in S tier, just cause like I just genuinely, I just really like this card. I like the design. I like the idea of it. It's just you know, the team, like team building is gonna be interesting for this. Misty's an option. You know, we can use Dawn as an option. We can use the item switch as an option as well to the team. Squirt Bottles, again, like basically this is useful against this team and this team and this team and this team and this team, basically. So it's like, and it's useful against basically this item is also useful against Lugia and Ho-Oh, which is in the other side right here. So again, there's a lot more options than this guy, but like I could see it. I could see it like Kingdra being made for a specific team, like dedicated for Kingdra, other than, you know, Shuckle that has like, can you make a team around it? Yes, but like, can you just add it to another team and make that team better? There is that idea as well. Kingdra doesn't have that option really, just because like the water type team, like who right now it's just Primarina, kind of, with the whole idea with Primarina with you know, Sylveon and all that. So I can see a Kingdra EX Sylveon EX deck that will be made, basically kind of like this. Well, not like this, but like basically, is it not just like Charizard Sylveon here? Like basically think of it like this. Replace basically these two with Horsey and Kingdra. Think of it like this, put it like that, and then like replace this guy with, I don't know. Replace this guy with I don't know who. You know, the very old, everyone, I think everyone forgot about this card, actually. Everybody forgot. I'm actually surprised that this is a forgotten card here. Where is it? Yeah. Everybody forgot about this card. Instead of Flareon, you put Vaporeon here. As often as during, you may move water type energy. So yeah, like there you go. Like basically, literally basically, just replace these four. Replace the Charmander with Horsey. Replace the Charizard with Kingdra, and replace Flareon with Vaporeon. And then the rest of the deck is the same. Literally, the rest of the deck is the same. Like other iterations, kind of like similar. Like they have the same idea here. The fact that this card is used other than this card is pretty interesting. This card, they actually didn't use the second one. Okay, but yeah, I think literally it's probably be the exact same build. So I think Kingdra would be pretty good. Next is Dawn Fan. Where is it? Dawn Fan here. Dawn Fan is pretty tricky. 60. So it's a stage 1. 160 HP. It's move Gigantic Press. If this Pokemon has at least 2 or more, at least 2 extra fighting energy, it gives me like, I don't know. I don't know really how to make of it because it's like, no rarity. Let's go with no rarity here. Well. Let's go with this guy. It gives me this guy vibes. Like this guy, literally is just Dawn Fan EX, but like he has the exact same kind of idea. 70 plus basically 120. This guy does 110. So basically a worse version of this, but like he's 1 energy like less, but less damage. And when I was using this guy, I mean, you know, it's a stage 2. This is stage 1. So like, I mean, you would get more consistently this guy faster than this, but he has the same attack. In terms of this guy, I mean, we all know, like, like fighting type in general, you're always going to use Passimian EX. He's basically always going to be your, like this, like he has to be on the team. This guy has to be on your team, regardless of anything. And other than Passimian, I mean, who else are we putting in this team? Passimian EX. We can't really rock any other EX in here, so put Passimian in there. Are we gonna rock Passimian EX, Dawn Fan EX, and then probably like either Rampardos, maybe a Marshadow can make a comeback here too as well, and then probably like Lucario, like maybe could make, like, you know, there's other ways you can actually like move this around, interestingly enough. And then the, like, let's look at the other fighting types here. I mean, you could put like a Onyx or a Sudowoodo down, which, I mean, personally I would much rather put the other Sudowoodo. This guy's just better against EXs. Because more times than not, you're going to fight EXs than non-EXs, so you use the Sudowoodo here. Gliscor is interesting. Mamoswine we don't really going to use. And then everything else is just like, I mean, Pupitar's a Larvitar. Tyranitar is a dark type, so we can't really use that. And then Barbarical, it's like, So, like, options are for that. Other than that, it's like, who are we running with Dawn Fan? So we have Passimian EX. We have basically the Fanfi and the Dawn Fan. So what else? I'm just saying, like, maybe you could just run Rampardos, or I could see a Marshadow. I could see Passimian EX, Dawn Fan, and then Marshadow as a team. I could see it. In terms of, I mean, the meta tier, Lucario making a comeback is sick. I mean, yeah, I think this is the exact same team I have, like, literally like, saved in my one of my decks. But like, basically, this is your fighting team right now. Notice how there's no EXs here. I say that because, like, you need Passimian EX. The problem with Passimian is the fact that, like, basically he costs 2 points, but he, like, you give him energy, and the most you can give really is 2. But, like, again, the cost of it is just 2 points. He has to die. And, like, basically versus you has to die versus this, like, you're giving him the energy. Basically, you're transferring the energy to this guy, and then he just becomes basically 110 damage. You can't really retreat with this guy after you do that. And then what else? If Passimian EX dies, does this guy let's say like, oh, you can't, like, who else are you running? That's my general question. Like, who else are you running with this? Like, let's say you start with this guy, like, you have to put the other two unless he's doing 50 damage. Is not that bad, but like, this guy, I don't know. Again, we'll have to see like the team that he's in. Probably he might be in this team, just because like, I think this team runs more concise than the than like with the EXs. But like, if you're gonna want to run Donphan, you're gonna really need Passimian. But again, there's other ways to use him. I think I see more potential in Donphan than Shuckle. Who do I like more? The stall idea I like more. I'm probably gonna see more Shuckle than Donphan, in my opinion. But Donphan is like, mid tier. Like, I don't know. We'll see. There's also I also have to consider the fact, I can't overlook this. The Hiker item. Hiker, for each of your fighting type in play, look for how many cards and put it in. Okay. So like, basically, who are you running? Passimian EX, Donphan, or Fanfi basically, and then probably, like I was saying earlier, like probably like I'm thinking like a Marshadow. Like a Marshadow, like basically like a second option. Like, if you don't have the Donphan ready, you can have Marshadow be this, like, comeback character. Other than that, like, I don't see anything else. I mean, Rampardos you could do, but like, again, like Rampardos, like you're adding like basically six more cards with this, other than 2. And also, the item card, so it's like the Helix Fossil, it's an item card, so it's like, again, like, there has to be a setup. And then also fighting for each of your fighting types. So like, even if you put like a Helix Fossil down, it will only go up to 3. That's what my mind is telling me. So up to 3, and basically put it in any order. It could be useful, like, oh, like if I have like 2 Fanfis, 1 Passimian EX, and then possibly like a Marshadow on the team, and I use a Hiker, next turn I could get the rare candy, and then get the Donphan, then I could get like another Marshadow, or then I could get like something of the other cards as well. So like, it's interesting. I could see it on works. I think these guys are like on the same level. Yeah, I'll leave it like this. This is fine. Next is Skarmory. Skarmory. Yeah, Donphan. We'll see with Donphan. Skarmory here. Now, when I first looked at this, Skarmory is. It's kind of the same thing with Shuckle. I didn't really expect Skarmory to be an EX, but here we are. 140 HP. And then he's a basic Pokemon, 140 HP, and Steel Wing with just 2 energy and 20 less damage. Now, originally I was thinking, well, this guy is not going to really be as good as I'm thinking, because mostly you're going to want this guy as probably you're either a stall, or you're going to use Dialga Metallic Turbo to get this guy up and running. The biggest thing here, though, is the fact that they actually added more cards than they actually needed to, and pretty much they gave him a lot. So they gave him the Steel Apron, and then they gave him Jasmine. Now, the Steel Apron and the Jasmine, combining these two is so like big for Skarmory. Skarmory, when I first looked at Skarmory, I was thinking, dude, this guy's gonna be so butts. He's gonna be really, because like you're fighting against Charizard, you're fighting against Flareon, you're fighting against Incineroar. How are you gonna counter this? You're a Steel type. You're weak to Fire, and you only have 20 damage reduction basically. But then I look at this and it's like, okay, they gave him -10 and recover special conditions, and then you're given a Jasmine that same turn, which Jasmine's specifically designed for Skarmory and Steelix. But like you see like you basically they stack on top of each other. Like the steel plate, most of the time you're gonna use the steel plate or the steel apron, right? It's called the steel apron, yeah. Steel apron minus 30 always. And then when the Jasmine is out, is that 30 plus 50? So 20. That's minus 80 damage. So you can see how big that is, right? Like minus 80 damage on the next turn following up is insane. Minus 80 damage. When you think about this, right? This guy can't kill him in next turn. You know, like this guy, 150 minus 80. He can only do 70 damage. Plus the type resistance, so he can only do 90 damage at the bare minimum. So it's like, because he's doing 160, he's gonna do 170, yeah, 90 damage. So like this guy's gonna do 90 damage, right? And most of the time you're just gonna see Charizard EX and Sylveon EX. But like also with this team as well, Flareon, 150 minus 80 is 150 minus 80. I can do math. That's 70. 7 plus 8 equals 15. Yeah, 7 plus 8 equals 15. So you're gonna do 70 damage with this guy. Incineroar, what you're gonna see right here. Incineroar. You know, Incineroar initial attack is gonna do that much damage. Now, 50 damage, like like instantly, because I can imagine it. Like, basically, you go turn 1, right? You start with, like, let's say you start with Skarmory, just by chance, and then you have the Steel Apron, so you give it the Steel Apron, and then basically you don't really get to attack yet, but like minus 10 damage is still good, or minus 10. Minus 50, so minus 60. They try to go for a Fire Fang like turn 2. Like, this guy's not hurting you. So like you see how the biggest thing like against this, like you know, it's a stall. So like again, it's very interesting. Like they gave him a lot of tools to work with. In terms of other steel types he can work with, of course I'm thinking of Dialga. Other steel types, Tinkaton. I mean stage 2, so it's. I mean, I guess Tinkaton, you just need to develop it by like develop a whole deck for it. Again, Solgaleo. You could make a Solgaleo Skarmory X deck, but see, the thing is, they both need 2 energy to do all that. So my brain is thinking Dialga, Solgaleo, and then basically you run a whole steel team, right? Dialga, you run basically the Cosmog and all that with the Solgaleo, and then you put 2 Skarmories. Dialga is being your tank at first, and then basically you give a steel apron to this guy and a steel apron for this guy as well. Like, if you think about it, like this guy is like, like it's crazy, like. And then, I mean, these 2 can't be affected by the Jasmine because the Jasmine is forced specifically for Skarmory X. Other than that, other steel types, I mean, it's stage 1. Other steel types, I mean, you could also run it with the other Skarmory, the first Skarmory here, and then the second one, like, as the background, like. You burn this guy, like, does 50 damage with the tool. This guy actually, with the tool minus 10. I mean, he can tank damage with 80 HP. It's interesting. You can build essentially a good steel team with Skarmory. Other than that, I think I'll put him right here. Is he gonna be better than Kingdra? I like Kingdra a lot. Skarmory is just given a lot of tools. Skarmory is given more tools than Circle and Donphan. I'm just saying. I mean, Donphan has the hiker ability thing, and then with the Passimian and all that. Circle, you didn't really give him that much. I'm just my brain is thinking of the Kingdra EX Sylveon EX deck in play. So Skarmory, I'll put him in A tier. I can see him in between. Crobat, Crobat, I'm gonna see him up here. Honestly, Crobat's like right here. Like instantaneously, that's my brain is telling me. I'm so dead serious that this is like probably the best second stage evolution in the game. Stage 2. Who's close to this guy? Let's see. Let's take a gander. Let's take a gander. Like stage 2 EXs. No. I mean, this guy, a lot of popularity, but like this guy, like you need multiple turns. No. I mean, the first attack is interesting, but like, I'm looking at this, right? Nala, 2 energy, still. No. 2 energy, but still, no. 2 energy, no. Is this stage 2? This is stage 1. Stage 2, I mean, this could be interesting now. You don't see him that much, unfortunately. Stage 2, I'm looking for stage 2s. No. Like Crobat's easily the best. Like I just, dude, I think Crobat's easily the best. Like you look at this and it's like 1 energy, 70 HP, 70 damage, poison guaranteed, and 1 retreat. Like this is insane. And by the way, look at this. I'm telling you, you combine this guy with Umbreon, right? Umbreon has basically the Cyrus ability, right? Combine that with Umbreon, right? Combine this with the idea, like, you know, the Tyranitar here, and then, dude, like, I'm telling you, like, you know who else is gonna be in the team as well, guaranteed? I'm telling you, like, bro, Nagando here, like, they're like Nagando. You got Crobat, you got Umbreon. Like, they want you to build a dark type team, and like they intentionally made this like obscenely crazy. Not Absol, but like Crobat, then you get Umbreon, and then like basically like you could develop a Tyranitar like to build up for ending attack as well. Nagando. Am I calling it Nihilego? I'm telling it again now, sorry. But like basically that card, you could put a Darkrai in there. Like there's so much you could do with this guy that is just like, he's so beyond like like crazy. Once you get this guy out with a rare candy, like the match is over. Like you're doing 70 damage plus the poison damage with the Nihilego. You're doing 90 every turn, right? For 1 energy, and he has 1 retreat cost, right? And oh, by the way, like, oh, you want to retreat? Like, let's say this guy like comes out, right? You want to retreat? He can't. Umbreon here, like, they're like, nope, grab you back, bro. I'm grabbing you back. I'm putting you back in the match, and I'm gonna do 80 damage on you. And also, by the way, they got Dark Pendulum. The Dark Pendulum here, literally, if a dark type Pokemon attached to this is damaged by an attack, so if you damaged it, your opponents reveal a random card. They forcing you to like literally reveal a random card in your deck and put it back in put in your hand and put it back in the deck. So you can't really, like, even if you fight against this guy, you fight against literally like the team, right? At all. You put this on a Crobat, you put this on a literal Umbreon, you put this against literally like a Darkrai or like Nihilego or like a Guzzlord or like any of these cards, right? Like you put these like on, your opponent attacks you, and they're forced to literally put a random card in their hand and put it in their deck. Like, this is insane. This is an insane tool. Like, this guy has so many tools that it's just, I just see him as one. I see this guy as one. I see this guy as one. Like, it's I mean, like, we can put Umbreon here as well. Like, Umbreon, I must put him up here as well. Umbreon, I mean, I guess since we're both talking about Umbreon as well, let's talk about Umbreon. Umbreon has literally you can literally use an Umbreon probably in any deck, I guess. The Cyrus effect is just like, you can't argue with the Cyrus effect. You can't. You literally can't. So like, Umbreon combined with Crobat, combined with like pretty much like any dark type team in the game, like you even go for a Guzzlord team, or like what other like literally like supporter cards. By the way, if you do kill the either one of the, like the Umbreon, they can just Lusamine with the they can just Lusamine to the Guzzlord and then just instant kill you. What other cards can, like, literally we can see? Again, the Guzma, like, disrupt with the, like, you disrupt with Guzma and then you get hit again, and then like another disrupt cards. Like, they made the poison team insane, bro. They really made the poison team insane. I'm just looking for other cards that they can use for disrupt, or it's useful against. I don't see it. Well, like other like supporter cards, like Will, for example. Like, we haven't talked about Will, but like Will could be really interesting for like any of the other cards. Like, let's say poison type, right? Poison type, dark type, let's say right here. Like coin flippers for these guys. Like a coin flipper for, yeah, like a coin flipper for any of these guys. Like, I don't know who's a good coin flipper that like you need. It'll come to me, but like basically like any of these cards. Oh, Guzzlord. What am I thinking, bro? Bro. Will with Guzzlord, dude. Will with Guzzlord. I'm telling you, Will with Guzzlord, and then like Will, and then you combine Crobat, and then you combine like, again, like, I guess we'll also pull up the Umbreon here. This Umbreon with it's an insane ability by itself. Like, Umbreon is just insane. Umbreon is just insane with the ability. Sorry. I like Umbreon. Do I like Umbreon better than Kingdra? I just see more viability with Umbreon. Like, combining the two is just, dude, I don't know. Umbreon will give so much, like, life to the team. I don't know. Well, because again, you could also put again Sylveon on the team as well with the card draw. So card drawing this guy, card drawing the Crobat, card drawing for the Will, card drawing for really much anything. So yeah, like, I'm putting this guy up here. Alright, Lantern, I mean, that's pretty much my, like, me glazing Dark type, because Dark type is getting so much buffs with this, which I'm surprised, because, like, Dark type got 2 EXs, Dark type EXs, which I don't know why they did that, but, I mean, Dark type is getting no love. Alright, Lantern. Lantern, how do I feel about it? Lantern, I don't hate it. It's a stage 1, 150 HP. I do like the idea that it's a coin flipper because will. So you're given like guaranteed heads. I do like the idea that, you know, it's 3 energy though. So the like my idea, my take on this is basically you just Tapu Koko EX, which is, where is he? Is Tapu Koko not up here? Yeah, right here. You replace basically you replace Arceus with um Lantern, or like make an adjustment with this, right? Like remove like a Giovanni and then this, and then like, well, you need 4 cards. You need 2 Tapu Kokos, 2 of this guy, well, 2 of, you know, the Lantern, and then the Chinchu. Of course, you're gonna need the Oricorios, obviously. Energy draw for like Zero Aura, because you're also, another big thing for Lantern here is the fact that not only you get the will, which I said it earlier, but you also get Elemental Switch, which you can also try to get, you know, more energy on the Lantern EX. And like I was saying earlier, with will, you're guaranteed to get the paralysis. But also, there also can be a benefit where this confusion is just, it's a coin flip, and your opponent's coin flip, I mean, it is a coin flip, so it's like, yeah, either they're confused or they're not confused. And most of the time for me, when my opponent has the coin flip, it's always heads. So in most cases, I'd much rather pick paralysis, like just get that out of the way. Also, but there's also there's Joy in the back, but also they need another, you know, support. It's a supporter card used. But I don't hate the idea. 80 damage is not that crazy. Well, it's not that bad. 3 energy, it's a substantial amount, but like, you know, Elemental Switch, you're getting, oh, let me go back, like basically like item cards, right? Oh, not item cards, tools. Like the tools, Electrical Cord is really good with it. Obviously, like the supporter cards. Dawn can be really good. And then what else? My brain is like, well, what else? Like, I don't think the other supporter cards do anything interesting for electric types, huh? Other than electrical switch. No. I mean, you could silver, it's fine. Like an anti thing. Also, Lyra's could be really good. Rescue Scarf could also be really good in an electric type team. And then also, obviously, you're gonna use a Squirt Bottle against, you know, the meta right now. But I could see it with 2 Tapu Kokos. I could see it with 2 Aricorios. You get 2 Chinchus and 2 Chinchu and 2 Lanterns, and possibly put like a maybe zero auras in here just to get the energy draw, so that you can use the elemental switch onto the card. But then, like, also, like, you know, I think Lantern is used, like, I view Lantern as like the last Pokemon you're gonna use, right? Like, you use, you know, obviously Tapu Koko, and then basically you use Tapu Koko the entire match, up until Tapu Koko dies, which he has the electrical cord, and then he could give that energy to you from the Lantern, and then which you can also, like, do from your energy that you draw to the energy that you can move from the electrical switch, and the energy you can use from Dawn. All of that combined, you can give Lantern a good stuff, or instead of a Dawn, you can actually use a Will, and you can guarantee you a paralysis with the 3 energy and 80 damage. So I could see some uses on this guy. I'll put him right here. They gave Skarmory so much that I think Skarmory will be much more interesting than Lantern, but I do like Lantern over, you know, B tier. Yeah, I like this list so far. you can just. I think I could. I feel like I can debate between the other one of these two, just because of the lock in this guy, but also like the Cyrus in this. Ho-Oh and Lugia. Okay, all right. Let's start with Ho-Oh. Well, Ho-Oh is Lugia is relying on Ho-Oh. So like, if I guess we'll reserve these two at the end. Espeon. I can see Espeon like right here. No, right here. Espeon is kind of like the bad, like not the bad one of the bunch. I don't like Shuckle for all I care, but like Espeon is basically just the same as Umbreon, except the healer, right? So I can imagine you can use Espeon with Sylveon getting the card draw, and then you can just get the, like, let's say like the card draw and all that, and then you can get Espeon on the team. It can use Super Psy Bolt as 80 damage, 2 energy. He has 1 retreat cost, and then every turn, if this guy is if this Espeon's on the active, you know, you can heal. So it's like mostly like just like a stall healer kind of thing. Like you can also attack with Espeon here. In terms of like usability with other psychic types, I mean, I could see Espeon being in there with obviously the Sylveon. Obviously, basically you can build around an Espeon team with a Giratina deck right here, doing the build up in the background, while Sylveon being like the healer, kind of like, let's say like, you know, Giratina's in the active, and then who will be in the active? I guess for by chance, you know, you have Giratina in the active and it gets hit and all that, or if Giratina like does the attack and gets hit, you can, you know, leave to the Espeon. The Espeon is in the active, it heals the Giratina. So there's, you know, there's those uses that like I can see like Espeon being useful for, but again, like you gotta have to build around it. I could see like a Giratina build with, and also with a Sylveon build. So like, I could put it like this: Lantern. I mean, I can see the like the healing and the thing with Sylveon and all that, so like I'll put him above that. But also like Lantern has the effect, the will. Will doesn't affect as much for Speon here. Other cards, let me see. Again, like anybody can use this. Well, Espeon can't use this. Again, there's other uses. Rescue Scarf, Lyra could be really good. I mean, Lyra's a good card. Silver is good. Again, like the Psychic Plate is interesting as well with it. I don't know. Like I just see it as this and this combined, into basically like just Espeon healing. So I'll just put Espeon right here. Is it better than no? Like Skarmory, just like, dude, they just give Skarmory so much. Espeon, I could see it really good and good uses with Sylveon and Giratina. Lantern could be again like a last man standing, like after Tapu Koko dies with electrical cord and all that, with electric, you know, electric switch, elemental switch, and then like against again the will and all that paralysis. All right, so now we have these guys, these two. One is relying on this one. In terms of Ho-Oh, how do I see Ho-Oh fit? Ho-Oh, I was expecting. Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right? I guess we'll go with the full art here. No, let's go with this. People are gonna have this more. Here's what I was expecting, right? My expectation was that like they were gonna buff Ho-Oh, like they were gonna give more cards on. Let me actually. I'm trying to get Lugia on the other side. Let me put Lugia here. Do that, and then get Ho-Oh right here. Boom. All right. Ho and Lugia, right? Let's do their let's do their like this, you know, immersive arts. All right, Ho, Lugia's relying on Ho, like 100%. Like if we look at the other cards, like there's really nothing other than the Swanna that's giving him energy, the Pichu that's giving energy, just a water type giving energy. You know, Manaphy, you know, that idea, but like basically like the design behind Lugia, I mean Ho, for Lugia, it's like apparent, right? So like any other card, I mean, again, the electrical switch, which we first saw when we first the thing, Squirt Bottle is going to be something against this team, obviously, because it's like, what, like, how are you gonna get Lugia? Like, the thing is, the biggest question is, how are we gonna get this to work fast? What's the fastest way we can get this? And if it's faster, the fastest one, meaning like how consistent can it get, right? Will with the coin flips. I mean, Will with the coin flip idea kind of ties with Moltres, you know, because since Moltres has that ability of flipping coins, 3 coins, you know, you're guaranteed 1, and you're giving it to that. The problem with that is the Squirt Bottle, obviously, but that gets rid of the Moltres's energy. Moltres needs 2 energy though, and the idea is that you don't want to use any Leafs, you don't want to use any Lyras, and then in terms of like switching between benches and stuff, like items. Again, like they didn't really give much other than the Lyra and the Silver, but like everything else is designed for everyone else. So for this to work, alright, hold on. Let me actually look at the fire types here. I mean, because we like what I can see here is like the burn, like Typhlosion could be interesting, but it's a stage it's a stage 2 Pokemon. Slugma, like again, like Slugma can be interesting, but like again, like it's not energy, you're not giving energy out, right? And Tay sucks. Magby could be a good one because like again, Magby doesn't need energy really. You start with Magby, you do the for Ho-Oh, right? But the thing is, Magby is 30 HP. 30 HP is not like, it's not there, it's just not there, right? The thing is 30 HP, right? 30 HP, right? The opponent's gonna kill it next turn. Like it's gonna be obvious, like your opponent's gonna kill it next turn unless you use a cape, then it's 50 HP, then whatever, right? But like again, card slots for capes for the baby Pokemon, like I mean it's still good, but like again, like other than one energy, then you have 2 energy for the next turn. What else are you gonna use? These guys are not gonna be good. Like they don't give energy. They don't give energy. No give energy. Doesn't give energy. Doesn't give energy. This can disrupt energy, but it's not gonna give out energy. So it's like it's weird. But then I see Swanna here. Swanna could be an interesting go. You could use either the Magby or the Swanna. The Swanna idea is basically like you get 2 energy. It could be electric energy, fire energy, or water energy. My best bet is using the Swanna to do that. Again, there's still that also the you know, Dialga Metallic Turbo to get the 2 energy. But I just think Swanna would be an interesting, you know, combo, you know, like Ducklet. Like, again, it's 4 cards, though. I don't know. Like, Lugia, Ho-Oh, and then you do, like, the 2 Ducklets and the 2 Swannas, so that's 8 cards. Again, like, you know, like, it's... You gotta do something, right? But, like, I can see it. I can see, like... using a Swanna, right? 2 energy, move 2 energy, and then the next turn, like either they kill the Swanna or they don't kill the Swanna. It's like they do that, Swanna has no retreat cost. I literally can see it. No retreat cost, so you switch to the Ho-Oh, and then basically Ho-Oh has all the energy it needs, does the attack, 80 damage, right? And then it gives the energy to Lugia. I can see it. I can also see this funny one that I'm gonna try, and I feel like this is gonna be funny to do. But this guy, I can see it with this guy. But again, like it's kind of a slow process because it's like this guy's at stage 1, so you need to wait a turn to evolve him, and then you also gotta wait for the card to get him. So it's like, you know, an interesting idea with this guy. But my take is that Swanna could be really good with Ho-Oh. You give Ho-Oh the energy, and then it just like his Ho-Oh doesn't really require energy, like doesn't require like a specific energy. You just need to give it energy. You use the Swanna to give the 2 energy. Then the next turn he gets this one, 80 damage. You give it to the Lugia. The problem with this is that like basically you get killed with, let's say, the Swanna, right? You get killed with the Swanna. So now you're banking on the fact that Ho-Oh doesn't die and Lugia doesn't die the next turn. Like you do the 80, right? 60 plus 80, 140 damage in total, basically. The problem is how fast we're gonna get this. How fast are we getting this? Is my question. Because also, you could also do, which is another idea that just came up to my mind, is basically the combo of the 2. So do this and do this. My brain is telling me this guy and where is he? My brain is telling me this guy and this guy, Kiawe and this guy. But he had the retreat cost is really bad, right? So I want to do this guy, but this guy's a stage 1 Pokemon. So again, it's like there's that kind of idea, like, oh well, we can use this maybe. No, well, no, really, because this guy's the stage 1, so that's more cards than we need to. And then this guy, you need 4 retreat cost. 4 retreat cost, so it's like more than what you need, man. It's like, well, no, because you give this guy the 2 cards, right? End the turn, basically. And then, how are you gonna switch him out? That's the only problem I have with this. Well, put him in the bench, right? All right, let's put him in the bench. Put Ho-Oh in the front. How are we moving this energy? We're doing it with 2. Basically, you need both of them. You need the 2 electrical, basically elemental switches. You need both of them to get this guy and this like this to work. For a Ho-Oh to work, basically. You need to, so like again, niche situation where like you basically turn 1, put Ho in the active, put Lugia in the bench, and put this guy in the bench. Use Kiawe. Next turn, you use electrical switch, boom, you got it. That's 2 turns. The luck behind that is very rare, but like it could work. It can work. The only problem I have is literally simple. How we're getting 2 of this, and it's all based on luck, right? Well, you need a card draw, right? Card draw speed, like basically card draw acceleration, right? We got a card that can card draw us for kind of for free. I don't know, but you need, again, it's a stage 1, 2, and so like it's a build up, right? So like again, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know, like this. I have several ideas. I was thinking of building a deck on my team, but like I was just thinking like maybe I just do it like this. Because the one affects the other. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Lugia by itself is this. Lugia by itself is this. You're not seeing Lugia in play at all. You could barely see it in play. However, depending on how fast we can get this guy to work, I can see it I could see it as this. How fast it can work, I could see it like this. That's how fast I could see it. Because you have to pair these two. Like if Lugia is by itself like this, Ho-Oh by itself, I could like literally I could leave Ho-Oh in the same spot. Is Ho-Oh better than Kingdra EX? Again, like the whole card draw thing. If by himself, I think it's like this, or like this, kind of. Nah. I like Kingdra. Ho-Oh though. I'm gonna leave it like this. Yeah. But if we combine the two, then it's like this. If we can combine the two, actually. Nah, I'll leave it like this. This is how I see it. This is my tier list here. By the way, I don't think I actually mentioned OpenTierBoy.com. It's a free browser. You can just give it the tier list here. But I think this is my list on the EXs. Just there's gonna be so much like variation of how we're gonna get this to work. But if we can get this to work, then I could see it like this, consistently. It can work, but like how consistent is it? Because one is relying on the other. How the other one is pretty much good depends on the other one. Like, depending on how good Ho-Oh is basically relying on, like, it will depend on Lugia's success. So this is my list here. Let me know what you guys think. I'm probably gonna get bombarded in the comment section, but I just wanted to present something, you know, before the release. You know, it's 9:32, so almost like 4 hours away. But yeah, it's 4 hours away, right? No, it's at 1 a.m. Yeah, kind of, 3 or 4 hours. But let me know what you guys think. We will be opening packs tonight. I don't know if I'll live stream or something. Maybe like record it on the live stream on YouTube, maybe. But we will see. We'll see. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, these cards don't really fit. Oh, Blissey EX. Oh, Blissey. Oh, just put in a seat here. I don't see it as. Yeah, Blissey EX. I'm sorry. I mean, we could briefly talk. 180 HP. It's basically it's a B-Barrel, but it's basically B-Barrel EX all over again. B-Barrel guarantees you 100 damage, guaranteed 30 HP, while Blissey is 100 damage. You have to flip a coin, which can happen, which you can heal, but at the same time, it's like, why would you waste the heal on? In a specific showcase for Blissey, I guess it could work, but like at the same time, how often are you going to use Blissey? As often as, you know, anything other. Am I going to see more Blissey, or am I going to see more Shuckle or more Donphan? Unironically enough, I might see more Blissey than Donphan. Poor Donphan. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But I would put Blissey like here. But yeah. 4 hours from now, we can actually look into it. But this is Bing signing off. Probably in the next 3 or 4 hours. We'll see if I live stream or something like that. I'm ready for this new set to actually come out, so let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one.